Fellow Oregonians, as I stand before you today, I think back on the circumstances that have led me to be a candidate in this election. In 2017, when I graduated from Harvard Law School, I looked at my options for the next few years and felt that my choices were almost unlimited. I had a degree, respect, and experience. The world was opened up to me. But one of the very first things I did was move back to Oregon. This state is very special to me. I was born and raised in Salem, the city where I later became mayor and fought to keep every one of my citizens safe. I went to college up in Portland and was married there as well. I served in the state senate for 2 years, and I never faltered to advocate for policies that would protect the interests of the middle class and voices that could not be heard without someone there to speak up. And throughout all this time, the people of this state have never failed to surprise and honor me with their depths of their generosity, kindness, and steadfastness. People across the country know that Oregon is beautiful. Our forests, mountains, coasts, and deserts are stunning landmarks that catch the eye of every tourist who passes our way. But I see more to Oregon's beauty than just our trees. I see it in our people. I love the people of Oregon, and I trust the people of Oregon. And for the people of Oregon to see fit to trust me with a seat in the House on the national scene would be the highest honor I could ever aspire to. As a member of the House, I would strive to continue to protect the interests of Oregonians alongside those of all United States citizens. I have voiced my continued support for an end to the Bush-era tax cuts for the wealthy that allow the richest among us to pay some of the lowest tax rates in history while the middle class struggle to get by. We need to invest in middle class and small business by bringing the top marginal tax rate to 60% and eliminating tax loopholes. I will fight to avoid the fiscal cliff without eliminating necessary social welfare programs that protect our most vulnerable citizens by cutting down on excessive military spending. We cannot reduce our deficit in any substantial way by making small cuts to programs whose budgets are not that large in the first place. Such action will only further harm the middle class and small business, and they will leave the people who rely on such programs for their livelihoods and happiness out in the dust. I believe in protecting the people whose voices are unheard and marginalized on the national political scene. I believe in continuing Obamacare so that nobody has to go broke because of injury or illness, and no one can be denied health care coverage because of a pre-existing condition. I believe in supporting young people with education reform that will make secondary education affordable to everyone with government-sponsored student loans and state-subsidized public colleges. I want student loans to work better and last longer, especially for students who are devoted to pursuing a career in public service. We must invest in our future by increasing the number of teaching jobs in math and science so that we can bring America's youth up to speed with the rest of the world. I believe that there is a way to reduce the deficit and build jobs without making cuts to these important programs. I believe that every woman should have access to safe, affordable birth control, and that conservative politicians must be prevented from placing any more restrictions on women's rights to choose as established by Roe v. Wade. Insurance companies must provide women with access to birth control without restrictions, and Plan B must be available as an over-the-counter drug with no age limits based on age or possession of ID. I believe in marriage equality and adoption equality. I believe that the government should put no limits on love, and I believe that denying people their basic civil rights in this day and age is disgraceful. As your representative, I would fight for clean energy. Oregon is a bastion of renewable energies, and it is important that we take advantage of those resources here at home and across the United States. Our actions have consequences, and we can no longer afford to behave as if they do not. We need to reduce our dependency on foreign oil and to create jobs here at home. Policies like McDermott's managed price carbon tax bill, which creates state revenue while still promoting renewable energy for future generations, have my full support. I want to invest in our future and ensure that innovations for a clean future for both Oregon and the United States are heard. I know that in this modern era, under the threats of terrorism, it is important that we do everything we can to protect our people and stand our ground on the international scene. However, unnecessary military intervention must be avoided at all costs. We must continue sanctions on Iran to prevent the proliferation of nuclear weapons to dangerous countries, but we must also make every effort to avoid getting into another war that nobody can afford. In addition, I would use my position to fight for the human rights abuses as they occur worldwide and here in the United States. We are not immune to universally recognized UN mandates like the Geneva Convention because of our status as a world power. It is our job to set the example for other countries that torture and other human rights abuses are never acceptable, no matter how desperate the circumstances. To that end, I advocate for closing of Guantanamo Bay, an end to the death penalty, and an end to the dangerous detention provisions contained in the NDAA in its current version. I believe that we can lead on the international stage without the use of an iron fist. Diplomacy is a better option than antagonism. For this reason, I believe that we need to end the 50-year-old embargo on Cuba and allow trade and travel between the two countries. This embargo has done little to promote democracy in Cuba and has hurt the Cuban people far more than it ever hurt Fidel Castro. I hope we can build a relationship with Cuba based on communication and cooperation rather than friction and move past our history. My opponent, Isaac Campbell Smith, is a man I have the utmost respect for, and we agree on many of the issues of our day. But some of his proposed solutions to America's problems will get us nowhere fast. Indeed, many of them will send us backwards, further destroying our economy and making the lives of many middle-class citizens even harder. Mr. Campbell Smith's radical ideas do not represent Oregon, and he will not represent the beliefs of our citizenry if he is elected to this position. In addition, my opponent's sparse experience in politics is not enough to prepare him for service on the national stage. I want you to know that if I am elected to this position, I will fight for you. I will advocate for you. If you are a small business owner, I will advocate for you because ideas like yours are what we need to get our country running again. If you are lower class or middle class, I will advocate for you because in an era of money in politics, you are the interests that need the most protection. If you are a parent trying to make ends meet while you simultaneously try to save up for your child's education, I will advocate for you because everyone should be able to provide for their child's future without breaking the bank. If you are a young person, recently graduated from high school and not sure where your life should go next, I will advocate for you because you are part of our future and your success is everyone's success. If you are a gay couple, I will advocate for you. If you are a straight couple, I will advocate for you. If you are a woman of any age who feels afraid when she sees her reproductive rights being infringed upon all across the country, I will advocate for you. I will advocate for you if you have a pre-existing condition, if you are homeless. I will advocate for you if you are living from paycheck to paycheck with no end in sight. If you are an Oregonian, I will advocate for you. I will be your voice on the national scene. I have told you my beliefs, and I will not compromise for a single one of them for votes or money. I have the experience and the conviction necessary to do this job, and it is my dearest hope that each and every one of you will see that and believe in me. Vote Nelson. Vote for Oregon. Thank you.